Okay, hi. In this video, we're going to show how to use technology to solve a linear programming problem. And I'm going to use Desmos, but then I will also switch to Google here, so let me just cover that. Just a new browser here. I'm going to go to desmos.com. So let's see, is the computer going to work? Okay, so the computer is not working. Oh, there we go. So we're just going to desmos.com. And so if you haven't used this already, this is a very useful way to graph things, okay? So what we're going to do, I'm going to switch to the hover cam for just a second. I'm basically going to than or equal to 80, and I'm going to just put in the next one here, okay? So the next one that I'll put in, it will be the 15x plus 10y, okay? Now on the homework, or on this handout that we did here, this is what the constraint is, but to make it so it's the book's convention of shading, we have to switch the sign around. Okay, so I'm just going to put a greater than or equal to. Okay, and then the next one is the next one that I'll put is the 10x plus 12y, okay, greater than or equal to 1320, okay. And then the next one that I'll put into here is x less than or equal to 80, okay. Oh, sorry, we already put this one in. We don't need this one, okay, whoops, sorry. Sorry, and then the last one is the x-axis, okay, so x less than or equal to 0 and x greater than or equal to 0, okay. Oh, I'm sorry, y greater than or equal to 0. Okay, less than or equal to 0. Okay. Okay, so this is what the feasible set looks like. Now, on Desmos, I don't like these these minor grid lines, so you can uncheck them here. Okay. And as you can see, this is very similar to, and I'm not sure if I can show both screens at the same time. I'm going to try right now. You can see that this looks very similar. Okay, so let me just hide myself for a second. This looks very similar. So except that the points that we want to look at now, okay, they're easier to find. Instead of having to do all this algebra, which is on this paper here, okay, to figure out the points, we can just do just point on Desmos here. Okay, so I apologize. I'm installing Adobe. Okay, I apologize. I'm installing Premiere Pro right now, and it decided to just show up on the screen. Let me try to get that out of the way. Okay, we're back. Okay. So instead of having to do all this algebra, what you can do is just you can click on here to see what the points are. Okay. So those points, the feasible points, okay, are not the feasible points. The possible maxes and mins are the vertices on the feasible set here. And these are exactly the ones that we wrote down earlier, okay? after doing all of this algebra. Okay, so now here's a faster way to get the answers. Okay, so remember you have to get the feasible set, which takes the longest here, and then you have to solve for the vertices using these linear systems here. That takes a little bit more time. And then the final step is you have to plug these possible x's and y's into the p's here, okay? So here's a faster way to get all of that. Okay, so we have the regions. We just graphed them here. We have all the vertices because we just clicked on them. Okay, so now they disappear. And now you can use Desmos to create a table here. So I'm going to just make this bigger again, okay? And if you click on the plus sign here, you can create a table here, okay? So now this is the default here, and what you can do is, so what can you do? Well, first of all, I'm going to put our profit function into here. So this is P. P is going to equal the 12x plus the 10y. That's our profit function. And this is the default table here. I'm going to actually delete everything here. And I'm going to put x, y, and then I'm going to put p, okay? And now the way it works, so you have an error message here, but that's okay. Let's start entering in the vertices here. Okay, so we have one right here. This is 0, 110, okay? And the way this works is that you just have to enter an x and y, and then this p is calling this p, and then it will automatically fill it in. So for example, this is one that we just entered in. Here's another one, 60, 60, okay. 60, 60, and we got 1320. And then here's another one, 80, 30, okay. Okay. Notice that on both the other video and right now, I'm ignoring this point right here. This point is not part of the feasible set because we crossed it out. We crossed it out 3 times. Okay, so 1, 2, and then 3. So this point's not part of it. Okay, and then this point here, 80, 0. Okay. Okay, and then of course we have 0, 0. Okay. Okay. So now you can immediately see that this here has the most. Okay, so I'm not sure how to highlight on Desmos, but if I could, I would highlight this part right here. This is where you have the most here. Okay, so that's how you can do this on Desmos here. Okay, and I will put this on Canvas so you can play around if you want it. This is our satellite. You can save these. This is the satellite radios example. Okay, so example 3. Okay, so I'll put this on Canvas so you can play around.